guys? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Diamond Zone Monday morning edition. Monday morning, what am I saying? What day is it? Thursday. Thursday morning edition. And excited today. Got a special treat for all of you. And let me do something first here. Let's go to, boom. We're going to go here. So, as we always do, guys, just some housekeeping stuff before we get started. As you all know, we do the business presentations all throughout the week. And tonight, let me put it up here, I will be doing the 6 o'clock presentation. Let me put it up here for you guys to see. You guys know where to get it, right? You guys are well versed. But let me just put it up here. So tonight at 6 o'clock, if you have a guest, please share this with as many people as you can. I always ask you guys to do that because when we do that, it's amazing the numbers of attendees. We had 1,700 people on the last call, which was pretty phenomenal. So it's that sharing thing works, just so you know. So let me put it up here. But as we've talked about while this comes on, all week, guys, we've been really talking about, on Monday we did the attributes to success. On Tuesday we did the pitfalls of the business. And, that's really been the theme of this week. But here we go. So tonight, here's where you hit the share button, guys. Share it with as many people as you can. And remember, that is on privatehelomeeting.com. privatehelomeeting.com. All right. So, the theme has been, really focusing in and really avoiding, all the things that could blow you up in the business. And, I had a call yesterday. And guys, we understand, believe me, we understand sometimes you just need a friendly voice. And I want to encourage everybody. And I want to just make sure we stress this because in this business, you never, ever, ever bring bad news downline and you never bring bad news crossline. You always vent upline, always. And there's always going to be a friendly ear, right, if you have any type of concerns. We all go through it. Don't get me wrong. We all go through it. I mean, Lisa and I, sometimes we just have to vent to each other. Right? Sometimes we call the upline. Sometimes I call Chad. But understand, after that phone call is over, Jeff and Lisa are refocused. Right? We get it out, and then we go through and we just do what we have to do to continue to build our business. But I will share with you that today I'm very excited because, we've been in this business now for just over a year. And during the course of the year, you meet a lot of great people. That's the one thing I love about network marketing. It's really surrounding yourself with like-minded people. It really is. I mean, when you come to a conference or you go to a special meeting that they have for presidents and above, right, you're around a different type of person. It's just what it is. We are different. Everybody on this call, I say it all the time, okay? And maybe you're going to start to believe it at some point. We are different. Right? We're a little freakish, right? Because we're doing what most people won't do, right? Most people are in the grind. We've all made a decision to change, which makes us different. And one of the people that I've met and I've really gotten to know is really the UK group, the United Kingdom group. There's the double presidents, right? We have, there's presidents out there, Gaz, and the person I have that I want to bring on today is someone that I just called last minute. I said, Dave, listen, I have a Diamond Zone training every day. I'd love you to come on and spend 20 minutes with some of the people that are on our team. And you know what? Immediately, no problem, Jeff. No problem, Jeff. I got 25 minutes for you. So I want to give him every possible second, guys. So I want you guys to give a Diamond Zone welcome to Mr. Dave Ives. Dave Ives is a president in the UK. He is one of the key leaders out there in all of Europe, not just in the UK, but he has a business that spans throughout the United States also. So, guys, if I give him a big round of applause. Dave, are you there? I unmuted you, brother.
I am, Jeff. Good morning to each and every one of you, because I know we're about, I don't know if you're Eastern, but if you are, you're 5 hours behind. If you're Pacific, you're, I don't know, 7 hours behind, 8 hours behind. So good morning to all of you over there, and of course everyone else who's dialing in from around the world within your organization.
So Dave, let me just kind of give you the landscape here. We meet every day at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and we do a different type of training. So the group you're going to be talking to, Dave, these are committed people. These aren't people trying to figure out if they're going to do it. They've made the commitment. A lot of people have persevered through, as you know, some of the challenges we all had. So I would love to give you permission, you know, as I talk to you, is don't hold back. You don't have to, you know, walk through very carefully with this group. This group is very well versed, right, on network marketing and the journey that they're on. So I just want to make sure you know you have full reign. And I'd love you to really kick off, Dave, and just tell people your story.
Sure. Jeff, well, I love when we can talk with kid gloves and they can be taken off, right? Because everybody's attracted to, they want to create a significant life and they want to create change in their life. But as soon as it becomes uncomfortable, like some of you know me right now, I'm going through a physical transformation. It is totally uncomfortable. But the victory at the end of every session overshadows any pain I was going through. Though when I was going through the pain, I didn't think I could go through it. And that's like network marketing. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to join the industry when I was 21. I'm 50 now. And I always like to share with people so they understand that I have not been in the industry for that length of time. I've actually been actively building only for 11 years. My first career was when I was 21 to 27. I was 6 years back in the early 90s. And it was because I was exposed. I don't think I was exposed to a business opportunity. I was really attracted to the individual. I was attracted to the couple. I was attracted to their story. And their story was, and I was sitting in, I actually saw my first network marketing company in Florida, a little place called Ocala, which is on the I-75 north of Orlando. And I was driven there into a trailer park, into a mobile home where this sharp young couple couldn't have been no older than 27, 28. But to me, at 21, they were mature. And they shared their dream. And they showed me the biggest company that's around today, and that's the Amway business. But their story inspired me. Their story of how he was a house painter at $6 an hour and how she was a Pizza Hut waitress, and that one day she was held up at gunpoint, and the week later he still had to have her go back to work because they needed her $6 an hour to pay the rent. And he shared his story, how he went from a house painter to a diamond in that business in 18 months. And you know what? I didn't fall in love with the work. I fell in love with the victory, and I was hungry. I knew that if I wanted to change some things in my life, then I was going to have to acquire the knowledge. And then more importantly, acquire the discipline, which I spoke about last week, in my business. You know, Jeff just said, every morning you guys get up at 7 a.m. to be on a commitment call, to an accountability call. Well, that already tells me that you're paying a price up and above other people in World Global Network. Because there's a lot of people that are hobbyists right now in the industry. There's a lot of people that within World Global Network are hobbyists. Or they'll do it when it's convenient, or they'll do it when this gets sorted or that gets sorted. Jeff already said, you know, I ring upline. I bring it down to a common denominator. He talks about going upline. I tell people the only place you throw up is over your upline. Okay, everybody else, you wear the smile. Well, Dave, does that mean that you got to fake it till you make it? No, it doesn't mean fake it. It just means, you know what, I'm dealing with it. And I'm going to the right areas to deal with the situation, because if I go to a less experienced individual, if I go to an immature person in network marketing, not in mentality, but they're young, they don't understand, if I share some issues with them, that whole analogy of when you share a problem, it's a problem halved. No, when you share a problem, two people have got that problem. So you need to go to the source of where the solution would sit. And that generally is someone who's further along the chain, further along the experience, has a bit more fruit on the tree. And then you get around those people. Because not only could they maybe bring a solution, at the same time, they'll probably educate you. They'll probably give you a little bit more mindset, just being in their presence. Every time I get around Jeff and Lisa, I never see anything but springs in their step, fast walking pace. Not because any given day, that's how you'll find them. So I got in the industry back then, into the Amway Corporation for 6 years back in the early 90s, where no social media, no emails, nothing. You actually had to pick up the telephone and face your fear. We didn't have a 3-minute video. We didn't have a Zoom platform that I could hide behind. I just knew that my sponsor was in Florida. I lived in the UK, and each week I had a call with him at 7 p.m. and that was priority. Why? I needed his knowledge. I respected his time. So society today is I can get hold of Jeff and Lisa anytime I want. Jeff and Lisa do so much for us. You know what, we've become very familiar with those people. That means generally familiarity breeds contempt. We don't value what were the tools and resources they provide you. So you as a committed core group of people understand that it's not overnight. I've been in this industry 11 years, but I've only been with the World Global Network for 14 months. But I always tell people that I was always told by my first sponsor, and I think it's true today, even with the way things can grow really fast. Just because people have success fast doesn't mean it's solid. I want to build a solid business, right? I want to be able to build a foundation and that we have longevity. So I always say to people, and I remember my sponsors telling me, saying, Dave, if you want to build success with me, then I don't want to hear excuses from you, but I will ask something of you. And that is, outside of your family, your faith, and your children, and your business, my conventional restaurant, you're going to need to. He didn't tell me I had to. He said, he put the responsibility onto me. He said, you're going to need to carve out 10 or 15 hours a week to invest in your business. He says, but let me tell you what I would expect of you within those 15 hours. 3 to 5 of those hours is personal development. But you do not want to be doing your personal development in prime time income producing activities. He said those other 10 hours a week, you need to be exposing. You need to be exposing. And back then, it was picking up the phone. When the phone, I used to be able to call my friend to go to the bar. I could ring my friend to go to the game. But now I pick up the phone to ring Jeff to ask him if he wants to make money to set his family up. But every time I learned from him, I understood everything I didn't want to do made me better at what I had to do. And so I got in the industry, became a 6-figure income earner very early on in my career. And then I came out of the industry. Long story, won't go into it now, don't have time. But 25 years later, when I was 43 years young, I came back into the industry for a nutritional company because I needed it out of necessity. I was 280 pounds. I got into a coma for 3 days, and I'm a chef, right? By trade, I'm a chef. And they put my nutrition, or my coma was caused by poor nutrition and stress of running what you would know as a Denny's 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. And at that time, at 43 years young, 7 years ago, I actually started to think, when was I most happiest? When was I getting the greatest satisfaction? And it wasn't money. Now, I like making it, and I'm here to make it, but it was when I saw the success of others achieving their goals and dreams and aspirations that I was the happiest. And so I came back into network marketing and did very well with that company. Now, understand, I didn't build a team. I didn't bring anybody with me. It was 25 years apart. I'd been working 18 hours a day in my restaurant. I had no social contacts. I had no business contacts. My business consumed me 18 hours a day literally 7 days a week. I had to start all over again. And I had the same fears as I had 25 years earlier. Just that I'd grown up a little. I was a bigger man. Pride was more in the forefront of my thinking. Ego, all these other things. But you know what? My desire to change was bigger than my fear. And so I was with that company, did very well with that company, built a six-figure income, but I resigned. Didn't get offered anything, didn't move anywhere. I resigned from that company because my moral compass was rocked. And for the 14 months after that, 15 months, 2015 and 16, I was in a low place where I knew I was looking, but I didn't know if I had the heart to do it again. And I decided to walk away from the industry. But then Peter Webb rang me, of course, on November 2016, showed me that 2-minute video, and it ignited my pilot light again. So, folks, if you're committed on here at 7 a.m. in the morning, you know, I'm proud of you. You know, the number one, never let your pilot light go out, because you don't know who that next person you're going to talk to. You don't know that next crossing the path of another individual in the coffee bar. And I love what we're doing right now, getting really more tactile with the way we build our business. Yes, we're building online as we are right now, but I love eyeball to eyeball and belly to belly. I'm old school. So, you know, that's a little bit about my story, Jeff. I'm here with World Global Network. Yes, we do know some of the frustrations of last year, but you know what frustration is, guys? You want to fall in love with frustration. Why? Frustration means you know where you're going, you just can't get there fast enough. When you don't have frustration, that means you're not even going after anything. Frustration is an indication that you're in the game. But now you have to manage your frustration. You've got to manage your anger. You've got to manage your negativity. You've got to manage your mindset. Why? Because as frustration can be advantageous to you, to help you to go out seeking knowledge, to help you make and act decisively. It can always, frustration can also send you down the other route, which is a decreasing spiral. So I would encourage you, be frustrated. Know that's a good sign, because that means you know where you want to go. You just can't get there quick enough. And then take personal responsibility of the things you can influence. My best friend, again, my first sponsor 25, 30 years ago, always said to me, Dave, do not lose sleep of what you can't influence, but spend a lot of waking hours working on what you can. I hope that helps a little, Jeff.
Hey, Dave, let me ask you a question. Do you have 5 more minutes? Tell me what you have.
Sure.
Okay.
I've got 10 minutes.
Okay, good. Okay, and I'm going to ask you back too, just so you know, everybody loves you. I'm getting my phone's blowing up. So let me ask you this, and I know you know this in the industry, but when you bring on a new person, obviously you want it more for them than sometimes they want it for themselves. And one of the things that we talk about a lot here is unrealistic expectations. And you talk about a hobbyist. Right, and separating and understanding what you're putting into the business, right, will determine what you get out of it. So don't look at Chad and Natita's paycheck unless you're willing to do what Chad and Natita are doing. And that's another thing that I think some people get discouraged, even though they're accomplishing some very big things. So maybe you could just expound on that a little bit.
Well, Jeff, you did say I don't need to worry about holding back, right?
Exactly.
So let me tell you what I've seen in the industry, and I've seen from my best friend is still who first sponsored me. He's no longer in the industry. He made so much money, he's no longer in the industry. But what he did tell me was, in this industry, folks, and this is no different to being an architect, no different to being an educator. You know, you're going to have the successful professors, and you're going to have the teachers that just are serving their community. You're going to have the top lawyer that people pay. You're going to have the 5% of every industry. Why do we expect network marketing to be different? Why that successful lawyer, that successful attorney, that's the successful Gordon Ramsay chef, but I was a Denny's chef. What's the difference? It's still food, but it's that commitment, as Jeff was saying. If I'm not prepared to do what Gordon Ramsay done, then I can't expect to have the status of Gordon Ramsay. If you're not prepared to do what Chad and Natita have done, don't moan about it. Just be saying, what do I want out of it? And here's what I believe. In network marketing, you have the haves, and the haves will always have. You have people like Jeff and Lisa. They can go from a company after 16 years and take the skills and discipline to do it again. You're always going to have the haves, but the haves had to pay a price at some stage in their life to commit to the process of evolution, to developing. Then in network marketing, you're always going to have the have-nots. Why? They chose to. They chose not to turn up to a seminar. They chose not to get on a webinar. They chose not to prospect 3-5 people a day to give out the 3-minute video. They chose to. But this is what I believe with World Global Network. Other than any other company, there's loads of opportunity out there, but nothing significant. There's opportunity, but nothing of significance like we've got in our hands over the next 2 to 5 years. I believe not everybody in your organization, I'm talking to Jeff and Lisa and the team and the call right now, I believe there's going to be people in your organization, they don't want to be a president. They don't want to be a double president. But an extra $2,000 a week will change their life. They don't want the responsibility of Jeff and Lisa. But guess what? If we can raise the have-nots to having some, boy, will we build a solid organization. Will you change and impact lives, not because they became rich. You just helped them make 6 figures a year, not 6 figures a month. And this is what I close with on this thought for this one, Jeff, is the amount of people who have never made money in networking, they're looking at the top, and yet 10,000 a month doesn't impress them. I know. I mean, tell me, the average person in the US, if you could add 10 or 15 hours a week, if you could carve out an extra 10 or 15 hours a week on top of being an engineer, an accountant, a chef, a nurse, 10 or 15 hours a week, how do I do that, Dave? You choose to. I can't make you. You choose to. What helps you choose? Your dream. Your passion. What's missing in your life that you're willing to choose to be uncomfortable for a little while and take that income reducer called satellite TV and turn it off? We've all got the same time. We've all done the equation. There's a same. I don't know if Jeff and Lisa got more time than me. I'm sure they don't. But what they do in their time produces the outcome. So, you know, I believe that not everyone wants to be a Chad and a Tita. But what if we raise the 80% to having some more than they've ever experienced, A, in the industry, or B, even making what they are full-time? And ladies and gentlemen, when you can make 2 times as much in part-time than full-time, then you want to go to Jeff and Lisa and say, what do I do about my career? Never replace this thinking, hey, if I could get rid of all these things, I could build fast. You never do. Why? Humans never build towards the beach, most of them. You need to be uncomfortable for a season because that's going to motivate you quicker than the sands of the beaches of the world because it's so nice. Oh, one day that will be. But when you're running from the fire, you'll do it faster. Why? Because you want to get out of that as soon as possible. So find your passion, find your dream, get committed, allocate some time, and just know that unless you commit, and actively seek out the leadership that you have right now, and take on board. Don't go to them to ask them and then do nothing with it. That's wasting their time and your time.
Wow, I got a whole page of notes already. And I know you got to go get your son. And I once again, I want to appreciate you. I know everybody on this call, and I do want to ask you back. So I'm saying that twice. And so I'll contact you, Dave. And if you could take 45 minutes one day, you know, put your people on this call at 3 o'clock, or maybe we could team up and double the attendance. Okay,
buddy. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey,
God bless. And appreciate you
so much.
inviting me on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, that was a good treat, huh, everybody? That was a great treat. And, you know, like I said, I just called him just this morning because I saw him on Facebook. And, you know, just a couple of things as I close out, you know, today, is some of the things he said that everything that he said is just really things that we know, but sometimes it's different words that hit you. And if you listen carefully to what he said, what attracted him to the first company that he got involved with? Does anybody know? What was the first thing? It was the energy and the story of the sponsor. He was attracted to the sponsor, right? If the sponsor didn't have a story, If the sponsor didn't have a certain posture, he probably maybe would never, ever, ever have entered into this industry. And I share that because to me, that is everything. Because every day we go out, every day we send a text. Do you understand that message or your story has the ability to change someone's course of their life? If you believe it. There's the difference right there. If you believe, right, that you have something that can change your life. Now, can I tell you the hard part? When you haven't received the results yet, how do you believe in something and be able to share that with people? That's sometimes the hardest part, is it not? And he said, you don't have to fake it till you make it, but I'll tell you what, you got to tell yourself you believe. If I tell myself I believe, right, I will speak differently. So you got to find something you believe in. You made a decision here. What did you believe in? Then share that. If you don't believe big enough, we talked about it yesterday, bring in a third party for edification. Bring in somebody that believes bigger. Take your ego out of it, right? If Christy does a 3-way call with me, right, and her person relates more to me than it does her, does it really matter? No. Makes no difference. Okay, people are going to relate to different people. Some people, I know it's hard to believe this, but some people don't like me. I know it's really hard to believe that. But it doesn't matter. I'll find somebody they believe or they like. But you know, the other side of it is, you don't have to like me to respect me and what I've done in the business. You don't have to like me to believe I'm going to be here every step of the way. Believe me, you're going to like me a lot more when I start helping you earn money. So I'm just saying, this is business. And the business we're in is to attract people. And this is why we always talk about it, guys. And I know you're sick and tired of hearing it, but unless you're right, it's hard to put on that face. Had a call with somebody yesterday. Had to break down a couple of times in tears. But you know what? That's okay. Do you know how many times we've cried in the business? Right before this call on somebody that I was talking to. Jeff, I need to talk to you. No problem. That's our business. That's our business. Brush you off, right? Put some makeup on, right? Comb your hair and send you back out there again. That's it. That's our business. Maybe have a drink. I don't know what you need to do, okay? But whatever you need to do to put your best foot forward, you got to do it, because that's what he said, Dave. I was attracted to their energy and to their story. Now, that's us. See, we don't have fancy TV commercials, right, that attracts people with the beautiful body and that spokesperson. We're the spokesperson of our company. We are. We're the Michael Jordan. Right? We're whatever person you look up to. That's who we are in our business. And that's what people are looking for. Do I want to buy these shoes? Well, does it say Michael Jordan on it? Then I'm buying the shoes. In fact, I'm buying a pair of Michael Jordan shoes today. Okay? He attracted me to that brand. Well, you're the brand. You're the brand. You're the reason why people will, and you will be the reason why people won't. Okay? Now, this is the journey. That's the journey. And this is why I talk about it. Now, maybe when I say it, you'll understand it more. When you know that you know. How many times you've heard me say that? Well, it doesn't make a difference. I know that I know, and that comes through. And that's really what he's talking about, building the foundation. You know how I talked about some people come in and they bring a big group, and as fast as they bring them in, they'll leave? Not when you build the right foundation. Not when you build the right culture. Why do you do that call every day? You know how many times I get critiqued? You don't have to do that. No, I don't. I know I don't. Okay, but you know what? I believe it's the right foundation. because I know that I know. No one can tell me differently. You're stupid. You're crazy. That doesn't work. Okay. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know what I needed when I was taking the journey. I know that's what kept me in when I had fear and doubt. Because God knows, I could have quit this industry, guys. It would blow your mind, some of the stories that I've shared with you, some of the stories. When I'm trying to fake it till I make it, and then lights go off, and my daughters are wondering, why do the lights go off, Dad? I said, well, me and Mom planned it. We want to have a candle night and play Monopoly. And we're both looking at each other going, how? Didn't you pay that? Didn't you pay the electricity bill? No, Mom and Dad, this is fun. We're going to play Monopoly in the dark. They thought it was planned. And we're looking at each other as we're drinking the second bottle of wine, okay, thinking, how the hell are we going to get the lights turned back on? That's a true story. Okay, it's what happened. But you know what? I'll never trade it. I can never trade it. Why? We laugh now. We took pictures that night. I'm going to show you on Diamond Zone one night. You're going to laugh. Okay, because Lisa and I are two sheets in the wind because we're getting drunk playing Monopoly, and we start taking pictures with our girls dancing on tables. And we look back at that time, we go, do you know where we were in our life then? The lights were off. The lights were off. And we have this whole photo album of that night. And my daughters hear what they say. That was the best night ever, Dad. Do you remember the night we played Monopoly? They were 6 and 3. They're 27 and 24 now. Now, you see that? You see the memories? So sometimes you think it's so bad. Really? Compared to what? Compared to what? You know what I kept thinking? This isn't so bad. You know what bad would be? Having to get another job. That makes me crazy. That makes me break out in hives. That thought process. So this is what we're talking about when we say building the foundation. It's building the culture. It's building the trust within the people. And more importantly, it's getting people results. Christy, you remember our call yesterday? Okay. Three team developers in her organization. Three brand new team developers. She's one of them. Give her a round of applause for that. Are you kidding? Talk about the right foundation. That's 18 new people in her group. See, but sometimes we don't see the rewards because of something. You got to always go back to, wait a minute. What if I didn't have 3 team developers and I still had the problems? Problems are always going to be here. That's the business. That's any business. And I hate when people say that's multi-level. No, it's any business. You see Dave, right? He almost lost his life because of the lifestyle being a chef gave him. 16, 18-hour days in a restaurant. And guess what suffered? His health. His health. So everybody has their story. What I want to do here at Diamond Zone, guys, I want you to create your story. I want you, as you take this journey, remember the struggles. That's what you're going to remember the most. Why the hell do you think I play Miley Cyrus every morning? Because I'm nuts? Yes. Lisa thinks I'm crazy. But one of the lines is, you'll always remember the struggles. I'll never forget that night with my daughters when the lights went off. Never. And I could always go back. And it's so funny, that was one of their best nights of their life. Worst night for me and Lisa. You guys got it? That's the business. That's it. So what do we have to go do? Go talk to somebody and be excited when you talk to them. And if they say no, be even more excited because they just lost $1 million opportunity. You should be laughing when they say no. And you kind of giggle to yourself. Well, that was a dummy. He's stupid. You don't say that to them. You say it to yourself. It's called winning the battle. And then go offer it again to somebody else. And then people eventually start to go, wow, man, you know what? This person is serious about what they're doing. And this is when I talked about getting the respect from people around you, which makes your journey easier. So guys, I want us to share some of that. Tomorrow's Open Mic Friday. I'd love you guys to share some of the stuff that's been going on in your business, some excitement going on. But I want to thank Dave again for being on the call. And we're going to have guest speakers now every week. I'm lining up a lot of guest speakers for Diamond Zone. So I appreciate you guys, but I have an appointment, a Zoom appointment in 10 minutes. So I got to go. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.